It's been 15 years since President George W. Bush announced the U.S. invasion of Iraq. Its mission to remove longtime dictator Saddam Hussein from power.
At this hour, American and coalition forces are in the early stages of military operations to disarm Iraq, to free its people, and to defend the world from grave danger.
But the military operation was controversial, and unlike the first Gulf War or the invasion of Afghanistan, it lacked UN support. Former U.S. Ambassador to Iraq, James Jeffrey, says failure defines both the Bush and Obama legacies in the region, because neither administration, he says, transformed it in any fundamental way.
We did not succeed either by Bush's trying to use military force and the appeal of democracy to transform the Middle East, nor did we, under Barack Obama, succeed by pivoting away from the Middle East and reaching out to possible foes or possible feeders of an insurgent mindset or a terrorist mindset, be it the Iranians, be it Islamic Muslim leaders.
The U.S. declared an end to the war in December 2011. But the struggle for Iraq wasn't over, as the terrorist group Islamic State took over major cities in Iraq and Syria, prompting U.S. airstrikes. Jeffrey, however, says there have been some achievements.
Iraq is an independent state. It is still unified, and many people didn't think it would remain unified. It has a constitution. It basically, I just read, the president rejected the budget because it was violating constitutional terms. That's something you don't see too often in the Middle East. It does have effective security forces. It did rise to its own defense against ISIS after some very, very dramatic failures with the fall of Mosul in the summer of 2014. And with American assistance, it came roaring back and is essentially all but defeated ISIS now.
But the country faces numerous challenges, even as it tries to rebuild.
Ideally, after the war, the process that should have been followed would have focused on rebuilding the trust between the communities forming, or the communities living in Iraq, basically. But what happened after 2003 is that the events and the violence have further deepened the gap between the communities, and as you know, in many occasions led to violence, which puts the country now in a very difficult position with regards to becoming a stable and prosperous country.
15 years after the start of the Iraq War, its troubled legacy includes the loss of 4,500 U.S. service members and tens of thousands of Iraqi civilians. Jill Craig, VOA News, Washington.